Hello, I'm going to be reviewing two figures today. The Mega House Amazon from Dragon's Crown 1/7 model and the X Plus model um, that is roughly 1/5 to 1/4 in size. As you can see, the one here on the right, the X Plus Dragon's Crown model, is substantially larger than the Mega House version there on the left. And the paint job, it's pretty good. I would say it's not nearly as dramatic as the actual Mega House version. I would say I like the X Plus version simply because the scale of it's pretty impressive. I got it for one reason, that I've never had a figure quite this large. I will say one thing that disappoints me about like the larger figures is they often don't take the attention to put in the details. They have a much larger canvas of a figure to work with, and yet they still seem to go a little cheap on like the shading and the graphics, which I don't know. I'm a little stickler about that. So, and especially in comparison, I'm about to give you a closer look at the Mega House version, which is a smaller 1/7 scale, and I actually think the paint job on it is a lot better than the actual 1/5 to 1/4 model. I'm going to try to rotate this for you. Let's make sure that box isn't obstructing anything. Slide this forward slightly. But yeah, I definitely like the styling of the Mega House version a little bit better. I think the paint job is a little bit better. It's a little more dramatic. I think they did a fantastic job on like the sculpting. I mean, this is truly an exquisite figure. The only thing that I don't quite like about it is the shading. It just comes off a little red to me. And the X Plus version, the skin tone's a little more natural, but everything else about the Mega House version, I love. I think the face is more attractive. The eyes are actually more detailed on the, let's see, I'm going to give you a closer look here at the Mega House version. That puppy is really large. Give me just a second. Alright, here we go. Pulling that off the tripod. But yeah, so like looking at this figure, you can really tell that she's got some amazing details. There you go, slightly better lighting. But yeah, I definitely think, I don't know if you can see it in this lighting, but the Mega House version, like the face, is much more attractive. I think they seem like they put a little more work into the Mega House version. As far as the painting, it seems a little more spot on. It has a little more class to it, whereas let's see, we can come over here to the X Plus version. I mean, it's truly a ginormous figure, but it just doesn't seem like they spent quite the same amount of time on the detail as they did with the Mega House version. I'll rotate this guy out of the way. Give you a closer up 360. Now, truly both beautiful figures. I don't regret buying either one. I think, you when you have like a collector's item, sometimes you just have to dive in with those feet. But this is truly a massive figure. I think the box said it weighed roughly 8 pounds, and I don't doubt it. I mean, the base alone, it just feels pretty substantial. And I put the Sharpie in there just for like comparison, so you can kind of get the scale of what both of those figures are like. So yeah, here you have the Dragon's Crown Mega House version of the Amazon and the X Plus version. Both beautiful figures. Just slightly different quality difference. Depends how much you are a stickler for, you know, like painting jobs. But I would definitely say the paint job is better on the Mega House version. I hope this gives you a little more insight if you're looking into buying either one of these figures. I'll get this back on the tripod real quick. I will be, I also have the Sorceress on order, so maybe look into that for, look forward to that review, and I give you a close-up of both of those as well. Again, excellent figures. I'll truly cherish them for a long time. I will say, like, you know, most people are like, oh gosh, can't believe he took them out of the box. Well, I think Dragon's Crown was a niche game, which means that, you know, only a few people were truly into it as far as the mainstream goes. And, you know, 10 years down the road, when I guess some figures may be considered a little more valuable, I think many people may have forgotten about Dragon's Crown, and it'll only be valuable to those that were really, really into it. So I'm not so much worried about the value of these in the future. It's more about what they mean to me, and I think they're amazing.